Hey everybody, I'm back, and this time I'm taking a look at Monster Train 2, which just dropped. I love Monster Train. First game, I have over 100 hours in it. It's really fun. Run-based, kind of a Slay the Spire-like game where you collect cards and fight battles along a path that you choose, encountering events and stores and getting artifacts and better cards and upgrading your cards and your units, that sort of thing. I like this game a lot, and I was talking to a few people who have never played the first game, and they probably should. So I'm going to do a run. This is just my third run. I've barely played this. There was a demo as well, which I did play a couple hours of and had a great time with it. A lot of new mechanics from the first game. Enchantment, room enchantments, equipment cards. There's all the factions are brand new, 5 factions. You start with 2 of them unlocked to play with. The Pyreborn, and their whole thing is they have a couple different mechanics. They have Pyrogel, which deals additional damage per stack of Pyrogel whenever any damage is dealt to a unit afflicted by that. So they start with a couple weak little cards. Firestarter's one, just does a point of damage, but it applies Pyrogel too, so it does more damage when they take more damage in the future. And then the Banished are a kind of an allied clan. Angels are fighting with Hell to face off against a greater threat in this game, the Titans. So the Banished have Valor and Armor and kind of really neat little angel units like Blade Dancers and stuff. You can actually customize your train, although I haven't unlocked anything yet. So the train is like the main character, so to speak. It's your health. If it takes damage and then gets destroyed, the run's over. So I'm not playing with any Covenant stuff because I haven't even beaten the game once yet. I will play with the Banished as my primary clan this time. I like both. The Pyreborn have another mechanic where they collect Dragon Horde, and then you can cash in Dragon Horde for big rewards, like major artifacts and stuff. They're really powerful. I really like that mechanic, and it's really satisfying to unlock new stuff every time I use it. And in fact, one thing that's kind of nice about playing as a Pyreborn is their lord here, who's kind of like when you pick a primary clan, you pick a champion who you get to start with on the run and every fight, and he's always the most powerful unit you'll have most of the time, to start with at least. And the one you start with this clan and this starting beginning of the game, it can generate Dragon Horde just by like breathing fire on guys. It's pretty awesome. In fact, let's play them. I'll do it just to show off the Dragon Horde mechanic. I like it a lot. All right, so you always start with 2 of the 5 clans. Of course, I don't have these other ones unlocked anyway. I need to defeat more enemies with spells. I need to consume more cards, and I need to attach more equipment. So it'll be a little while. In the meantime, I'm leveling up these guys that I am playing with and unlocking new cards and things for these clans. Alright, let's depart. Beginning of every run, you get a little summation. You get to find out who you're going to be fighting. This guy, I don't think I've ever fought this guy before. I usually beat the first guy and get stuck on this guy, but this is a different guy. I've been facing off against, I keep the 2 games in a row I've run. Some boss here on the 3rd ring is always undying, and I can't kill him. He just runs through my guys and kills me. I don't know how to defeat that. So luckily that's not going to happen here. This is a different boss on ring 3, and then the final ring is the hardest one, and he'll be the biggest boss. Very Slay the Spire, 3-act system. Okay, so let's begin. You always begin by picking a champion upgrade. So in this case, I can either have this version of Lord Phoenix, the Overlord, or the Pyromaniac. Interestingly, neither of these are going to give me Dragon Horde like the last time I played, so there must be a couple different variations. This guy, whenever he kills something, will always have a +1 to his attack. His attack right now is 20, that's how much damage he deals when it's his turn. So if he kills something, 21, then 22, 23, could really get crazy. Or, ability, Phoenix Fire. This is interesting. Abilities are a new concept in Monster Train. They are active abilities that you can like trigger and have a cooldown. So his is deal damage equal to the unit's attack, which is 20, and then apply Pyrogel 4 to all enemy units, which would just increase all the damage they get coming in. So I'll pick this guy because I like Pyrogel. It's a fun mechanic. Now I get to pick an artifact. When you draw any non-champion card, its cost is randomized, but you draw +2 cards every turn. Not bad. Could be good, could be terrible. Could draw a bunch of guys that you can't afford anymore. You only get 3 energy to start with, so if all of a sudden a unit you want to summon costs 3, that's your whole turn. You can improve that though. Let's see, when you're out of energy, cards can be played for the cost in Pyre health. Ooh, that's dangerous. Let's do it. Now we're going to do the first fight. You get a little bit of an upgrade and pick a few things, and then that's that. You can always pick a trial, and in this case we get 75 extra gold, which is a lot. You're going to only get 50 gold for the first fight normally, so that's more than double what your normal reward would be. But we're going to have 1 less energy per turn to play with. This is the very first fight, and it might not be that hard to do, but I pushed the wrong button, so we're not going to do it. Okay, so let's summon our guy. This champion's free to put down. I have 4 energy for the first turn, and I'm just going to put down... There's no room on this floor. Okay, so the mechanic that we're talking about here next, I'll use my mouse cursor to point this out, is this. Floor capacity. This guy takes 3, you can see next to his name, 3 pips, and I only have 5. These guys also take 3, so I can't actually summon them on the same floor as my champion. That number can also be improved throughout the game as well. Alright, nothing else to do, so let's begin. Now, here's how the combat works. Enemies come in on the first floor on the right, and then you play your abilities and spells, and then when you're all done, you end the turn, and then the game auto-fights. 1 round of combat. And you can see the results of what's going to happen without me playing anything. I'm going to take 4 damage with my character, and I'm going to deal 20 back. That makes sense. He does 20 damage. This guy does 4 damage. This is very simple. Nothing crazy going on. I haven't played any cards yet, though, or played an ability. So I'm going to actually power his ability right now, and I'm going to target this guy. Now he's going to die. Why? I'm only doing 20 damage and he has 25 life, but he has 5 stacks of Pyre Gel. He's going to die exactly. Since he's going to die, I'm going to play Just Cause, which is common starting cards in this deck. It'll advance him forward to the front of the row, but he's already in the front. He's the only guy there. And apply Valor 2, which is extra attack per stack, and then at the end of the round, he'll gain armor for each stack. So let's give him all 3 of these, because now he's going to end up 2 points ahead. He'll take 4, but he'll gain 6 points of armor. So let's end the turn and watch how that works out. I got it in slow animation right now, so it's easier to see everything. Alright, so now a couple things happen. Fight's over. It went out just like we were told it was going to. And he gained 6 points of armor. He did lose 4 health, but he's up 2 technically. Armor and health are fairly interchangeable. Okay, so we got a couple of things. We got a guy here, Fallen Champion, he's just doing damage. And we got this guy who recovers. This enemy recovers 15 health to the enemy units after the combat. So if I don't kill this guy, he'll get 15 health back. That's bad because anytime a fight's over and enemies didn't die, they move up to the next round, to the next level. And if they make it all the way to the top level, and there's nothing stopping them from moving up again, then they attack your heart and deal damage. Now your heart's not defenseless. It's got an attack of 45, so it'll probably kill anything weak enough to get up that high this early in the game. But that is how you lose. So we're going to actually kill this guy right away with a point of damage. Just deal 1 damage, boom. Easy to do. I want to put Pyre Gel on this guy. It's going to make his damage go up a little bit because he'll take extra damage. And we're going to improve this guy's attack. And that's all we can really do. This guy, this creature here, by the way, is a collector. It's a little imp. And if we kill it, which we will, before combat resolves and it flees, we get 50 gold. So that's going to happen. Easy to do. Usually they spawn behind the enemies and you can't get to them. Alright, that's that. Now this guy is going to take 11 damage, a little bit extra from Pyre. So let's finish him off with more Pyre stacks, Pyre Gel. Now he'll die, and there's nothing else to do. So I'm going to just pile Valor stacks and armor on this guy for when the big boss comes up, which I think will be right now. Okay, final wave. Here's the big bad of this first fight. He won't be very hard because it's the very first fight. In fact, I don't need to do anything. He'll just die. If I leave everything alone and end my turn right now, I'll win this round. I'll kill the boss, I won't even take damage myself. Not that it matters. Your champion can fall. The game doesn't end unless your heart falls. But if your champion is off the board because he dies, yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not great, obviously. Now, the only difference between every other combat you've seen so far runs one round of combat, the results are the results, and then enemies move up. When you get to the final wave and there's a boss, you run these rounds of combat concurrently until one side is wiped out. So I'm not going to do 180 damage to this guy right away. I'm going to do 32 to him multiple times, and I'll end up killing him before he kills me. I am going to use my ability just because I can. I'm going to kill this guy. There's no reason to. I should just end the turn. I'm just going to end the turn. I have... this guy didn't know an attack for a little while. He had sap on it for me. I should have looked at what his whole deal was. I have run into a situation where I've snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory by playing cards just for no reason, and then all of a sudden it goes from you're going to win to you're going to deal a lot of damage to him and lose, kind of thing. So no benefit that I know of, unless you have a card in your hand that's like gain a permanent boon, or an enemy who's like if you kill guys, +1 permanent stuff, then you might. All right, so I do like this lava flow. These are common cards because they have little white. The little symbol here is white. If they are rare, they'd be blue. If they're epic, they'd be purple. So we can either get a spell, which will cost 0. Consume means you only play it once per battle. And it applies Pyrogel 4 to every enemy unit on the row, on that floor. Or we could Flicker, which does 1 damage to every unit, which doesn't seem like a lot, but there's so many little frustrating enemies like that healing guy who have 1 health. So if you can just like Flicker and take out like a couple of chumps, that can make a big difference. And Pyrogel doesn't do it damage itself, so that's interesting. These combined is kind of fun. If you apply 4 Pyrogel to everything, this does like 5 damage to everything. But we can only pick one thing. This is a little whelp we could summon. He only takes 1 pip, so he's very easy to stick into any floor. He only has 4 attack and 1 health though, but he has Jelly Sneeze, which is deals 1 damage and then apply Pyrogel 10 to the front enemy. So you stick him behind a tank, and he'll just apply Pyrogel and make enemies really easy to kill. I'm gonna get Flicker. I think that seems like a useful ability. All right, here we got a Upbeat Warbler who has Enchant. Enchant is other units on the same floor that he is, and he just takes 1 pip, so he's not hard to stick into a fight with a bunch of other allies. Grants Quick, and Quick allows your side to actually attack before the enemies. Normally the enemies get to attack first. I should have mentioned that maybe, and maybe you noticed, but this Quick subverts that. The other thing we have is Divinity, which is 3, I almost said mana, but like 3 energy to play, and it applies Valor 10, so that's 10 extra attack and 10 extra armor at the end of the round, which is very strong. And Valor stacks, I don't think, go away. I'm going to pick that. Okay, so now we have a choice. We can either go on the path that lets us forge your units to gain new powers, spending money to do so, gaining a banished unit, which is one of the angel units that like focus on valor and shifting around the battlefield, or we can get another Pyroborn unit, like another dragon, and forge spells. I'm going to go this side because we only have... How do I look at my deck? We only have like my champion for units. We have my champion and the starting like shield stewards and spear stewards. So like upgrading them with a merchant of steel is not very interesting. But I have a couple interesting spells. So let's go this way here. We'll get a new unit. We can get this guy or this guy. Greed Dragon gets more health and damage for every Dragon Horde. We have 0 Dragon Horde. That's this little egg over here, Dragon's Horde. Again, last time I played with this hero, I had a way to generate 2 per fight. It was awesome. What's Fire Breathing do? Cooldown 2, deal damage equal to this unit's attack to enemy units twice. Okay, let's get this one. This guy seems good. Alright, so here we can purchase some things to make our spells better. For example, we could add plus 20 magic power and consume, which is pretty good. It would basically let us take a card that does 1 damage and add 20 damage to it, but then it only plays once. which is kind of good because it makes your deck thinned out as you play them. Like this is kind of cool. We could change this so that it does 21 damage to enemy units, but we only play it one time. We could also make something cost 1 less, like this, but I kind of want to be able to replay that. What's intrinsic? Starts in your first hand post-deployment phase. Okay. When playing, get a copy of this and add it to your... Okay. Oh. You know, it'd be kind of neat. Is putting spell chain on flicker. And we have 2 slots. You can enchant things twice, so I could technically spell chain would create a phantom copy of the spell. So if I gave it like plus 20 power, but then we only use it once. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's do. I do like this intrinsic, so we can make sure on our first real round of combat we can begin with this in our hand, and it only takes 2 to play. So we're gonna do that. I think I'm gonna save my money for the rest. Actually, I'll remove a card from my deck. We don't need quite as many of these just causes because I have another way to get valor to people. And I think that's that. So let's go to the next battle. All right. Tough as nails. Enemies enter with Titan Skin. Titan Skin is very interesting. And 1 damage reduction per stack. So they all take 1 less damage from everything. I don't know if that's that big a deal. Let's try it. It's a lot of extra gold. A lot of extra gold. Alright. Alright, deployment phase. And then this guy's only 2, which I didn't do the math on that before, but it works out pretty well. We're gonna go ahead and stick him back here. These guys appear to defend the top levels. And here we go. Titan Skin's going to make that a little bit harder. But we can... Yeah, intrinsic, if we started with that. Ooh, we can flicker. Watch this. Ah, that... Oh, these guys came in with damage shield. Oh, the Titan Skin! Well, that's dumb. Okay, I should have done this ability first, but I can still kill this guy. And then he's got an ability. Yep. And then we're gonna fire. Yep, that's gonna kill him. Perfect. And then he should get some extra armor from the Valor. And he'll get 10 armor every turn because he has 10 stacks of Valor. Okay. So we're going to... That Pyre stack will still let me kill this guy. So I'll still put that on this guy too. Alright, here we go. Extra gold. I gain more attack. I don't know if we're going to be able to do a lot to take this guy out. We should probably try. Okay. That's good. Yeah, we should be able to... That guy should be dead on the next turn. Alright. This is probably the final... Yeah. Alright, what's going to happen? We're going to do a lot of damage and lose. We're not going to lose because we still got the other fights ahead of us. Let's take a look at this guy. Combat in this room continues till... Yeah, Relentless is what happens in the last round. Deal 3 damage to any that attacks this one. Okay, that's probably a big part of the problem here. What do these other guys do? After combat. I don't think this happens during combat. I think it happens, like, after we lose. Okay, we need to hit that guy. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna win. Let's just end it. Just had to put a little extra power on that guy and do some extra damage and get some fire gel. 5 points fire gel. Makes a big difference when every attack is 5 more damage. There we go. And you can speed up the animations quite a bit. They're almost instantaneous. I've got 75 extra gold, which is great. And we can do a Pyre Ball, which is 15 damage to a target. We can consume and apply Pyre Gel 10 for 1. We can deal damage, and if we kill something with it, we can gain a Horde. I'm going to get this. To have a way to hopefully get some Horde. Here's an equipment that actually... Take 30 damage, can be equipped on enemy unit. Oh, I see. So normally equipment is on your guys and it's good. But this one you can equip on an enemy, and every time he moves, That's what shift is, right? Whenever this unit moves. So, moving either if you push him backwards or pull him forwards, or if he ascends to the next level because he didn't die, he'll take 30 damage. That's pretty good, but I think we might just want the gold on this one. I don't want 2 of these. I'm not opposed to this, but I don't know where I'd put him that he'd be useful right now. So we're gonna just get some extra gold. Keep my deck thin. Okay, this is the boss fight after this, so let's, we don't need to restore health. Although I do like the idea of buying a piece of equipment or a cool room. No matter what we pick, we're going to be able to do the Celestial Alcove, which is an event. We can get a unit, we can make our units more powerful. That's not a bad idea. Let's get the equipment. I want to show off equipment. Okay, so rooms and equipment. So we got Everlasting Light, Strike. So when this unit that's equipped to attacks, apply Valor 2 to every friendly unit in that room. And we have a room here. This would upgrade the room to +1 pip, so you can have more units summoned to that room because it's a bigger room. And then all your stewards would get +1, +20 attack and multi-strike, so you attack twice for +20 each attack. That's pretty neat. Could be really good to put on like the middle floor where I have stewards sitting. Okay, so we also have the Zone of Silence. Grant silence to non-boss enemy units. That's very powerful. Silence is so powerful because a lot of enemies that suck, they have low health, they don't attack much, but they do terrible things like create spikes or regeneration or other powerful abilities. Let's get this. And then furthermore, let's upgrade it so it appears in my starting deployment hand. That way we can see it right away. It won't affect the boss, but that's alright. Let's do the event. Impression of the event first. Might inform my decisions. An ornate mirror stands alone. Curious, you pick up a small piece of scrap, toss it towards the mirror, and disappears, creates 2 identical scraps. Okay, so you can copy a card or copy a card 5 times. Jeez. Well, I want to copy something. This would be kind of nice to copy, actually. Or I don't know if I want to flicker that. Can I copy the room? I can. I can copy the room. Do I want to, though? I don't know. Don't know if I should copy this. Maybe we should have. Let's do the room because having 2 rooms that are Zone of Silence seems really. It's also my rarest card, so that's gotta be good. And then that's that. Okay, so here we go. This guy is the boss, so there's no trial to be optionally toggled on and off. Instead, this guy is just powerful himself. He pushes attacked units to the back. That's not, I don't think, going to impact us too much. Although Valor only gives armor to units who are in the front. So, that's something to keep in mind. And we're going to put the Zone of Silence. Okay. We'll get the other one back and we'll shuffle back in. Alright. So he's going to push this guy in the back. So what we want to do is we want to push him in the back instead. I don't know. We didn't have to kill that guy because actually he's silenced. These guys are silenced. They can't do their abilities. Which means... Oh, these guys don't have abilities. Alright. And then he's got an ability... It's going to save his life. They pushed him in the back. Now I think my guy gets armor because he's in the front. Okay, so that's good, but what a terrible ability. So can I kill a guy and gain... There we go. That worked. I think that's all there is to that. These guys are silenced. He's gonna actually heal. That way that guy dies. If I bring him forward, and I can ensure my leader ends up on the front, but he'll probably die. Don't know what's don't know what to do. I guess it's true. He'll die, but it's alright. I think I have them all on kind of important in the long run. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so this guy is gonna... Not bad. Okay. Let's see what happens. Armor. Yeah, no way to kill this guy, but he'll only do 4 damage to my heart and then take 45 back and die. This guy is a bigger issue because of... What's he do? Oh, after combat he takes 20 damage, but then he gains more health. So let's stop that. And then we will fire jaw on the big boss. So hopefully. Yeah. Knew that was gonna happen. Fine. That's fine. Final wave. Here we go. 84 is not a lot. Yep. We're gonna have to just hope for the best in this one. Okay. Alright. Here we go. I think we might still be okay. That boss can take a lot of damage. And there's a lot of power gel on him. I can get another Dragon Orb. I did 12 damage. There we go. That guy... That's fine. You don't get health back between rounds either, unfortunately, so... This guy just die instant, not doing any good, so that's alright. I know nothing else to do. Alright, let's see what happens here. I'm taking 60 at a time, and oof, that was close. I think if we had gotten one more attack in, that would have been the end, but we pulled it off. That's the important thing. I can always get more health, maybe. Alright, we have a room, an equipment, and a spell. We can consume to double the amount of pirate gel on a unit. That seems great. This Cursed Twin Blade reduces attack by 1, but then gives multi-strike, which is usually way more better. And then the Hell Furnace. When a unit gains Pyrogel, it gains plus 3 stacks of Pyrogel. Ooh. That's really tempting, but I think I'm going to grab some. And then, what's Avarice? When a unit with Avarice deals unblocked damage, gain gold equal to its stacks of gold. So we 10 gold. It's not bad. This guy has Revenge, which triggers whenever something hits him. He has 30 health, so he can get hit a lot. And it gives him Valor 2 every time he gets hit. Alright? And then Revenge, when he gets hit, he applies Melee Weakness 1 to the attacker, which means they do 1 less damage per stack. I kind of like this guy as a tank. Alright, so we can have Heaven's Light, which is an extra plus 2 pips, so we can put more units per floor. That's usually pretty good. And then there's also gaining an extra card draw per turn, also very good. And then there's extra energy per turn, so you can play more spells. I almost always pick this first, but I eventually pick this. Although I haven't gotten far enough here. So we got 2 of the 8, which is 25 gold. But as we continue down the path, we'll start getting, like, you can pick from 1 of 3 Pyreborn artifacts, or and 50 gold, or a random artifact and another artifact, and it goes up from there if you can get the maximum raised, which you can do through other artifacts and events and things. I don't want 25 gold right now, so we will save it for now, and then we'll keep on trying to build it up. Okay, so we can go here and get 100 gold, duplicate a card, upgrade our spells, forge to upgrade our champion. Or we can go here to restore health, have an event, offer a selection of artifacts to purchase, and upgrade our champion. I'm going to go this route because we took a beating and I want to heal my artifact, or my pyre. also love upgrading, get artifacts. We're going to see if I can buy one. Alright, I'm going to upgrade my champion. I can either continue on the same Pyromaniac path, which just improves the ability he already had. In this case, he gets more health, more attack, and now whenever something gains Pyrogel and when he's on the same floor, it's +2 stacks instead of +1. Or I could keep what he has right now, but still gain that +1 permanent thing. But I think I'm going to go with Pyrogel here. And then let's do the events. Might inform what trinkets we want to purchase. Awesome. Hey, okay, what can we do here? Trinkets and tune it up. Go ahead and pick a mod. Alright, so you can have a Fight Club on the 3rd floor. Grant friendly units +15 attack. That's pretty good. The first floor can get a Boiler Room, which is gain health whenever unit dies. Or get the Hammer, which is equipment, where if the equipped creature kills something, you get +1 pip room on the floor. That's also pretty cool. Let's get this. I don't have a third. I can put the silence on the first 2 floors and then make my units on the 3rd floor hit harder, which is where it's more important. Desperate at that point. Okay, let's do that. And then we'll see what else we can get from the Master of Trinkets. At the end of battle, gain 3 Dragon Horde if your Pyre took no damage. Alright. When you equip a unit, apply damage shield 1. Just nullifies the next source of damage. When an angel moves, it gains Valor. Alright, I like this. This is a little risk and reward. But 3 is a lot. Let's get the damage shield 1. We got some equipment. Wait, do I have equipment? I got 1, don't I? Oh man, I don't. Well, I'm bound to get some. Yeah, I'm bound to get some. Alright. Okay, so, anyway, that's Monster Train 2. I've been rambling for half an hour. I don't want to do a whole run, necessarily, but I just wanted to show the game. That gets us to the 3rd ring, so I've got to fight through... Actually, there's a nice little... you can see your path you've taken so far. So the first 3 wings we've done. Now we go through up to 6 and fight the big bad guy in the there, and then we'll go all the way up to the final battle. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I get there. Maybe I don't. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at Monster Train 2. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, have a great day.